Can you tell me how the car tax is structured and how they come up with the valuations?
The valuation is a commission for the state. The state names a commission of 7 members.
Right, I understand that. What I'm saying, the technical aspect of what are they being taxed on? What condition of vehicle?
They don't look at the condition.
Oh, yes, they do.
They just look at the year of the car.
No, you're wrong.
The year of the car. Well, so.
No, you're wrong. Let me just take a moment and educate you on that.
Thank you.
The Vehicle Value Commission purchases, they purchase the values from the NADA. These people are paying a tax based on what's called full clean retail value. There's 3 columns in the NADA. Full clean retail value is what your residents are being taxed on. Less than 5% of the vehicles sold in the United States meet the value of full clean retail, and you'll see that disclaimer right in the NADA booklet.
If you were listening to my conversation earlier with the reporter, that's exactly what I told them. I told them that the commission should be using the Kelly Blue Book.
Well, it's not the Kelly Blue Book, but
instead of
no, it's not even that. It's what they should be using is the NADA values for average retail value, which takes into consideration the average appearance of a vehicle, condition, and mileage. What they're using is showroom condition based on the age. Now, having said that, that's the state issue.
Yeah.
The city issue is that the city has elected to remove the exemption which is allowed to these people by state law.
Yeah.
So the city has elected to go through and take a flawed mathematical value to the next step by imposing an additional tax on their residents, which they all know the mathematical formula to derive that tax is flawed. And everyone agrees with it's flawed. So in terms of representation and being a leader and a representative would say, no, this mathematical equation which you're using to take money from our residents is flawed, and because of that, we cannot pass any additional car tax or take away any exemption because you have a flawed model. So in essence, because you're basing a tax on a derivative of a flawed mathematical equation, it's an excessive, unjust tax. So my question to you is, where does the council stand on that? Aren't you people going to make a stand to protect your residents?
I did make a stand. I did make a stand with everybody should have been at the finance committee meeting, and I was a voice, and you can go through the records and you're going to see that my statements were there.
What is the position of the council? Does the position of the council voted,
and it was already for it.
Okay, so the council voted to take away the exemption.
That is correct.
And how many people voted for it?
From 6,000 to 1,000.
So, okay, from 6,000 to 1,000, and it was a unanimous vote.
It was a unanimous
vote.
So
you voted to take monies from your...
It was a unanimous vote for the budget. We voted for a whole package, a whole budget. That included that item.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, why didn't you make a stand in an argument about this tax?
And I did what I should have done at the finance committee meeting, and that's where everybody should have been at the finance committee meeting. That's where the discussion was being made.
That's fine, but you're the voice of the people, and you've just said to me that you understand that the tax is unjust, but yet you support it.
If you go to the records of the finance committee meeting, you're going to see it on the record, my statement and my opinions about this issue.
But you voted for it. But you voted for it. Why didn't you vote against it?
What I encourage all of you is to come to the finance committee meeting, because that's where the discussion happens. That's where I need your support. Right now, I cannot do much. I needed your support there. I was the only voice there in that room saying that was unfair.
Okay, so then why did I understand that, and I applaud you for that. But my point is, if you were saying it was unfair, why did you approve the budget?
Because I don't have an option to vote for to take
but you can say I can't approve the budget because it's unjust.
This is a budget in which we have a lot of
the budget
with employees that employees that decided that they were going to lower their 10% of their salary, that were giving concession to the city. I all respect to all the work that was done to come up with this budget. The budget's not perfect. There's part of it that I don't like it. I don't like that part. But there was a lot of hours of work and sacrifices of a lot of employees of the city to get that budget. And it will be an insult.
So then why doesn't the Finance Committee now put in a resolution on behalf of these residents and go and rediscuss the taxation on the cars. Why can't you do that?
I'm not in the finance committee meeting. I always go to the meetings as much as I can, even though I'm
But
not
being a
member.
council member, you
But
can put a resolution
I'd be
in.
more than glad. If someone wants to ask me to introduce a resolution, I can do it by request.
This gentleman wants to ask you to introduce a
By
resolution.
request, okay, give me a written request and I'd be more than glad to introduce the
So
resolution
how does he
for
have to
you.
do that for you? Does he have to email that to
He
you?
has to email me, write it, would I have your information? If I can submit the resolution, that's not a problem.
So you get this young lady's resolution, you get her email, and we'll have the resolution drawn up for you. You formally deliver it. You'll get on the docket, correct? You get on the docket for a hearing.
Residents can request to introduce a resolution. So if you want a resolution, you want to ask for it. But at the same time, the discussions happen at the committee level. You have to be here at the committee level. I was the only voice there saying that wasn't going to be unfair. I was the only voice there telling them.
What time is that committee hearing?
It's a schedule. You have to check the schedule.
Well, what time is it usually?
Most of the time it's 5:30.
Okay, now here's what's happening at 5:30, just so you know. At 5:30, every one of these people is either caught in traffic or they're still at work, they're on their way home. So to suggest that these people come to a finance committee at 5:30, you might as well have it at 3 o'clock in the morning at the North Pole because they have an equal amount of chance to get
You
there.
can put a request to the finance committee chair and ask the finance committee chair to move the meeting to a
Move the
later
meeting to
time.
7 o'clock. And I think if you go into your city charter,
Yes.
if you go into your city charter, you guys should be educated on this, that the charter states that all meetings shall begin at 7 p.m.
All the regular meetings for the council are at 7 p.m.
There is no
There is
verbiage in the charter that states otherwise, that any subcommittee can be held at any other time other than 7 p.m.
That's not possible because there are committees that require the presence of individuals that are here.
At a separate night so people can attend.
No,
because it's not about
We
being...
have the regular council meeting every time at 7 p.m.
I understand that.
Committee meetings have different hours.
But the committee
because it
meeting is where
requires-
all the meat and potatoes gets taken.
It requires the presence of individuals.
Yeah.
Sometimes the
But
staff
not at
that
your
are here.
convenience. Here's what happens. We have the same problem in Warwick.
Yeah.
The committee meetings are held at the convenience of the 3 members and not at the convenience of the people that you represent. So those people you represent have no chance to come and voice your opinion.
I just told you what you can do about it. I just told you can request the chair of the committee that you would like to have a presence on. You can request to the chair of the committee to have the meeting at a time
different night.
that is convenient. We have made public comments meetings. You can just request from the committee chair to have a meeting at a time that is convenient for you.
And if they do that properly through the right channels, you will guarantee us that will happen.
I cannot guarantee. I'm not the chair of the committee.
Who's the chair of the finance committee?
It's Councilman Iglesias is the chair of the
Okay,
finance
so
committee.
you guys have to...
So I really cannot speak for him.
I understand that. Thank you very much.
But I was there by myself saying not to that, and nobody else was around. And if people have to be
Well, one of the
involved.
things that should have happened, okay? One of the things that should have happened with such a sensitive issue, there should have been an ad put in the newspaper stating that we're having this committee meeting to discuss this issue. And that's another problem.
There was a public hearing.
We have the same...
There was a public hearing.
But there was no
for the
notice,
budget,
right?
For the budget. No, it goes a notice in the paper. It goes a notice in the paper, so there was the opportunity. There was a public hearing, and nobody came to the public hearing.
Okay, well, I think that's all going to change.
No, nobody came to the public hearing. That's when you have the chance to voice your opinion.